Hello friends, in this video we are going to learn about what is Azure Storage Account and how to create Azure Storage Account and a small demo to upload a file in this storage account. Okay, so first of all, storage account is nothing but a cloud storage space which can be used for different data services. So consider this as a storage space like you have in your hard disk, you have in your personal machine. So similarly, for Azure provides storage space on the cloud so that you can save any file or any data on this storage account. So storage account consists of or provides below data services. Okay, so first is blob service. The second is file service, then queue service, and table service. Blob service is nothing but for storing massive amount of unstructured data, like if you have files, if you have videos, if you have images, all this can be stored in a huge amount, or huge volume of data, and it can be accessed from your applications or uh, your pipelines, data pipelines, etc. So file service is nothing but managed file shares in the cloud, so that if you want to share files between other applications or if you want to share it with your clients, you can do it using file service. So queue service is nothing but a for storing a large number of messages. If you are working with IoT devices or some application which needs huge or constant amount of messages being passed, so queue services is used for that. And the last one is table service. Table service is nothing but a store non-relational structured data, or is used to store NoSQL data. So how to create Azure Storage account? So let's quickly do a demo, or I will show you practically how to create an Azure Storage account. Sorry, my bad. So once you go to portal, what you can do is click on create, type storage, the first option, storage account. Click on storage account, click on create, and this is common for all the services. Whenever you select any services you want to install, you have to select subscription and resource group. So I am using a sandbox subscription, so that's what is being selected here. So storage account name, so the name has to be unique across all the Azure ecosystem. So I will provide a storage name here, training. Okay, and everything has to be in lowercase. Okay, so once you enter a unique name, so what you can do is you can select a region where the storage account is to be placed. So it is a good idea to place the storage account wherever your application is going or is being hosted. Like suppose your application is in US and it is accessing a storage account, then it is good idea to place the storage account in the same region. Okay, I will keep it as it is. So performance, it storage account provides two types of performance. Standard, if in generic scenarios, like if you need it for just storing data, and you don't require a low latency performance, like quickly if you want to access data and those kind of facilities, you will get in premium. So this is when it suppose your application is like a banking application and it requires a quick access to the storage account. So in that case, you can go for premium. Redundancy, there are different redundancy. Consider redundancy as a backup of the storage accounts. So based upon what you select, like local redundant storage, it will locally copy your storage account data into three storages in the same local storage. And if you select geo redundant in across the different geography, it will maintain backup of that storage account. So this is nothing but different kinds of backup mechanism. So more a safer option you want, so you can go for geo zone redundant storage, so that you have multiple copies across geographies and zones as well, so that in case if your storage account, the primary storage account goes down for some reason, you have a backup in other zones or geos. Okay, so this in details I will explain in some other video. Okay, make read access to data available in the event of region unavailability. So this option is like if your primary storage account fails or is down for some reason, and if you select this option, you will be directly able to read the data from the backup storage account. So if you don't check it, then you will the backup will be taken, but if you want that storage account to be accessed, then you have to request to Microsoft team to restore it and then read it from there. So I will keep it as it is. Click on advanced. So here you can see the security settings like require secure transfer for REST API operation. So only secured calls to this storage account will be allowed. Allow enabling public access on containers. So for now, we will keep it allow the public access so that anybody can access this. But if you don't want, if you want to secure this, you can uncheck it. So similarly, enable storage account key access. So if you check this, then using the key which will be provided for the storage account, which we'll see later. So this key, using that key, any user can access this. If you don't uncheck it, then using key also they can't access. Default to Azure Active Directory Authorization Azure portal. So as of now, we don't require this. We will ignore this option. So this is nothing but if your account is registered in Azure Active Directory, then by default you will be authorized to access the storage account. So TLS version is again a security protocol, so that if any application is trying to access the storage account, so it should follow this latest TLS protocols. Only then it will be allowed to access the storage account. Permitted scope of copy operation. So if whenever you see this preview option in any property, so that means it's a new property which has been introduced. So here you can see that this will restrict copy operation from source storage accounts that are within the same Azure AD tenant or that have a private link for the same virtual network as the storage account. So as of now, we can ignore this. This is some new feature they have introduced. Select on next, go to networking. So here you can define that uh, you want this storage account to be enabled for public access from all networks or from selected virtual network. So if you have some virtual network established in your organization, so you can go and select that particular network. So as of now, we don't have any. Disable public access altogether, public access, and use private access. So suppose if you have a private network for your organization, so and if you want to work in offline mode also, you can add this private endpoint and select this option, so that based upon your application security what is required, you can select one of this option. So if it is more secure it is required, then you can go with this option. So as of now I'll keep it this. So routing preference, we will keep it Microsoft network routing as of now. So you can also see that Microsoft network routing is recommended for most customers. Okay, next one is data protection. So again, here you can see that this is nothing but restoring and what if your data gets deleted from your storage account, then what all options are available. So if you see, enable point in time store for containers. So if suppose your containers get deleted, container is nothing but a folder in your storage account. So if that gets deleted, then if you check this, then it will be restored at the point in time restore, so that whenever the last backup was taken, so in that earlier state, your storage account or that container particular will be restored. Okay, and here you can define the options as well. Maximum restore point, how many days old restore or backup you want to take of that containers. Okay, similarly, enable soft delete for the blobs. So soft delete for blobs is nothing but a like a recycle bin. If you delete blobs from your storage account, it will be stored somewhere, and you if you in some case you find that you deleted it by mistake, and if you want to restore it, that can be done. So similarly, soft delete option is available for other for containers and for file shares as well. Okay, and you can define the days, like how many days it should be retained in that recycle bin, so that you will be able to restore it only for this many days. After that, it will get deleted permanently. Okay, so these are some other properties like enable versioning of blobs. So suppose your if you know aware of version controlling, your blobs or blob files keeps on changing, and if you want some older version of your blob, so uh, that can be enabled using this option. And similarly, enable blob change feed. So this will maintain all the logs of whatever activity is happening in that blob storage account. Okay. And just remember that if you enable this option, so there will be additional charges as well. Okay. Next, encryptions. So, so this storage account will be can be accessed using keys. Okay. So either you can keep Microsoft managed keys. So Microsoft will generate a key automatically when you create a storage account. If that is not your preference, you can uh, click on this customer managed keys, and you have to provide your keys which your organization wants to provide it. So here you can select a key vault where that key is stored, and if not, for now we will go with Microsoft managed keys. Okay. But as of now, tags is nothing but if you want to keep track of all the resources which you have in your Azure subscription. So what happens is when your lot of resources get created, and if you want to track any resource for billing purpose, so what you can do is you can just put a name like this is for HR team, and or suppose this is for admin team, and so that whenever billing comes, or if you want to calculate billing, so uh, you can check the bill that which department is generating how much bill. So for that purpose. Next, click on review. Everything looks okay. Running final validation. Okay, so once this completes, our storage account will get created. So we'll wait for a minute. Okay, it's done. I'll click on create. So you'll see that this deployment is in progress. So this hardly takes 30 seconds to 1 minute max. After that, we should be able to see our storage account. So deployment is in progress. So any creation or any deployment of service, you will be able to see the status here. Okay, so all the history and notifications will be available in this icon. Just remember that. Okay, so the storage account has been created. Just click on go to resource. Okay, here you can see all the services which I mentioned earlier: blob service, file service, queue service, and table service. So as of now, we will click on blob service. Here you can see that the option which we had selected while creating this, as per that, it has had automatically created two full containers: blob change feed and logs. So ignore this for now. For now, we will just create a container. Consider container as any normal folder. Okay, you have to give name for this. Test container. Okay. Public access again. If you want to keep it private, so that no one can access, you can keep this. Blob anonymous read access for blobs only, and container anonymous read access for containers and blobs. Okay, for now, what I'll do is I will keep it as anonymous access. So here you can see the warning as well. All containers and blob can be read by anonymous request. So security purpose, I mean, from security point of view, this is not a good option, but just for testing now, we will go ahead with this. I'll click on create. So this is completed. Just click on this container. Now, if you can see here the option to upload the file, I'll just click on this. So just select the file, click on open, click on upload. So here you can see the file has been uploaded to your blob storage account. So this was a small demo on how what Azure storage account is and how to create a storage account and how to create a container inside this. So we'll check some other properties of how to connect blob storage account using the URL, how to use the keys to access this in next video.